Hey, welcome to this video. Today we are going to talk about the big differences between C++ and Java. These are the kind of questions that come up all the time in software engineering interviews. Don't worry, I'll keep it super simple. Let's go. Here's what we'll go through today. We'll talk about who cleans up memory, what pointers really are, how inheritance works differently, and how your code goes from text to something that actually runs. I'll show you code for each one so it really clicks. Okay, so the first big difference, memory management. Think of it like this. When your program creates something like a variable or an object, it takes up space in your computer's memory, right? Now the question is, when you are done using it, who removes it from memory? In C++, that's your job. You created it, you have to delete it. If you forget, that memory just sits there wasted, that's called a memory leak. It's like cooking food at home, you have to wash your own dishes. Now in Java, there's this thing called a garbage collector. It runs in the background and automatically finds objects you are no longer using and removes them. It's like eating at a restaurant, you just leave, and the staff clears your table. Convenient, right? But you have less control over when exactly the cleanup happens. Here's C++ code. See that keyword new? That's you asking the computer, hey, give me some memory to store the number 42. And then at the end, you say delete. That's you telling the computer, I'm done, you can have that memory back. If you forget to write delete, congratulations, you just created a memory leak. Now here's the same thing in Java. You use new to create the object, same idea. But notice, there's no delete anywhere. You don't need it. When your program stops using this val variable, Java's garbage collector will eventually come along and free that memory for you. Less work for you, less chance of mistakes. Next up, pointers. This confuses a lot of people, so let me keep it simple. Imagine your friend lives in a house. The pointer is like knowing the exact street address of that house. In C++, you get that raw address and you can do math on it, like saying, okay, the next house is at address +1. That's powerful but risky. If you go to the wrong address, your program crashes. In Java, you don't get the raw address. Instead, you get something called a reference. Think of it like your friend's name. You can use the name to find them, but you don't know or care what their exact address is. Java keeps that hidden from you to keep things safe. Now let's talk about inheritance. In object-oriented programming, one class can inherit from another like a child getting traits from a parent. In C++, a class can actually inherit from two or more parent classes at the same time. Here, hybrid car inherits from both engine and electric. It gets the start method from engine and the charge method from electric. This is called multiple inheritance. It's useful but can get messy. What if both parents have a method with the same name? That's called the diamond problem. Java said, nope, multiple inheritance is too confusing, we are not doing that. Instead, Java uses something called interfaces. An interface is like a contract. It says what methods a class must have, but doesn't provide the code for them. So hybrid car implements both engine and electric interfaces, and then writes its own code for start and charge. This avoids the diamond problem entirely. It's simpler and safer. Last big difference, how your code actually runs. When you write C++ and hit compile, the compiler turns your code directly into machine code, the ones and zeros that your CPU understands. But here's the catch, that compiled file only works on the operating system you compiled it on. Compile on Windows. It won't run on Mac. Java does it differently. When you compile Java, it doesn't create machine code directly. It creates something called bytecode, which is like a universal middle language. Then a program called the JVM, Java Virtual Machine, reads that bytecode and runs it. Since JVMs exist for Windows, Mac, Linux, and more, your Java program runs everywhere without recompiling. That's why they say Java is write once, run anywhere. Alright, let's wrap up. C++ gives you more control, you manage memory, you get raw pointers, you can inherit from multiple classes, and your code compiles to native machine code. Java gives you more safety, garbage collection handles memory, references keep you away from dangerous addresses, interfaces replace multiple inheritance, and bytecode lets your code run anywhere. In an interview, don't just list these differences, explain why they exist and what trade-offs they bring. That's what makes your answer stand out. Thanks for watching and good luck with your interviews.